Okay, I think we have you now. You can please go ahead. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm speaking to you from Jalalabad in eastern Afghanistan, where it's been 1 week since the 6.0 magnitude earthquake struck this region, followed by a series of aftershocks over the past days, ranging from 5.2 to 5.6 in magnitude. I've been here on the ground for the last 5 days, visiting the most impacted areas and engaging with affected communities, including a trip to the earthquake's epicenter on a UN interagency road mission on Friday. We traveled to the WFP hub that's being established in Mazar-e and Nurgal district of Kunar province to provide key response enablers for scaling up, including an unhoused helicopter to ensure humanitarians and supplies can reach these areas. These areas are some of the most remote rural areas of the country. Even before the earthquake, these villages were difficult to reach. Now, with the earthquake, it takes extraordinary effort to get there. Our trip from Jalalabad of roughly 100 kilometers or 60 miles required more than 6.5 hours. The only road in and out is a narrow single-lane track carved into the mountainside. During our mission, the road was blocked by large rocks from landslides and many vehicles trying to get up and down the valley, including large trucks overloaded with humanitarian assistance rushing to get to the most affected areas. As we drove towards the epicenter, we saw families walking in the opposite direction, displaced, carrying what little they could. Many were still wearing the same clothes from the night of the earthquake. Mothers and fathers were carrying their children, some with fresh bandages covering their injuries. The devastation only got worse as we got closer. Entire villages had been destroyed. Search and rescue operations in the area had been concluded by Friday. However, when we reached Mazar-e, the smell of dead animals from the surrounding villages was overwhelming. We saw families whose lives had been shattered just within a few minutes. The earthquake had destroyed their homes, their farms, and their livelihoods, leaving them with absolutely nothing. The conditions on the ground there are dire. Some families are living in crowded tents, while many are sleeping under the open skies, exposed to rain and cold. There was no clean drinking water and no sanitation. With cholera endemic in the region and initial assessments indicating that 92% of these communities are practicing open defecation, the potential for a cholera outbreak is alarming. Scaling up WASH assistance, including clean water, soap, and latrines, is a top priority to prevent the worst outcomes. Today, I visited 3 IDP sites in Kunar district, meeting with affected communities and spending most of the day speaking with women and girls. Overall, the affected communities are struggling with basic survival. They urgently need water, tents, and food. Women in particular emphasize their need for water and adequate clothing, both for themselves and their children. These communities are devastated. Everyone I spoke with had lost multiple family members. Most of them are deeply traumatized and in need of psychosocial support. We also observed many malnourished mothers and young children. While nutrition screening and treatment services are ongoing in some sites, this needs to be urgently scaled up. In Afghanistan in recent years, women and girls have been pushed to the very margins of society and survival. We know from previous earthquakes and other crises that women and girls always bear the heaviest burden. This is why their needs must be central to our humanitarian response. The teams on the ground have been racing to the affected areas with assistance as fast as the difficult road conditions will allow, and the needs are overwhelming. OCHA is on the ground closely working with all humanitarian partners and engaging with communities to ensure that assistance reaches the most vulnerable, including women and girls. But time is running out. Any day, rainfall could cause flash floods in the valleys where the IDP sites have been established. Additional aftershocks could cause more severe landslides, cutting off access to communities still living near the epicenter. Also, at the end of October, the winter season will begin, and snow will cut off access to these mountain valleys. If we don't act now, these communities may not survive the coming winter. Additional funding is urgently needed. Without immediate support, the weeks ahead risk compounding this tragedy with preventable disease outbreaks, further displacement, and additional loss of life. While additional international support is coming in, flexibility and speed are critical. A response plan is being finalized and will be launched tomorrow to cover immediate life-saving needs. The Emergency Relief Coordinator has already released $5 million from the SURF, and the Afghanistan Humanitarian Fund will complement this with an allocation of another $5 million, but the scale of the devastation demands much, much more. Communities are asking for our collective support, not only to survive today, but to have the strength to rebuild their lives tomorrow. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you today, and over to you in New York.
Thank you so much, Shannon OCHA.